Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Here we go with Andrew Berry. Why is it every guy he drafts, they either stink or they get arrested? So another draft is come and gone. You got 4 quarterbacks. You got rid of a good running back. You got this one. Now he ain't going to play. I wonder if there's background checks other teams do on these guys. But every guy he picks, rather than just look in a book and go by stats, why doesn't he interview these people and talk to them and get a sense of if they're smart enough to not get arrested? But you think about it, guys, go back with our draft picks and remember how many got arrested and how many didn't play and how many stink. Put you behind every year. Sooner or later, we might get it right, but I doubt it. Take care.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Fred, those are the things that you're going to have to deal with when you've had what the Browns have had. They've had a draft pick the last 3 seasons, and now Junkins is the one that didn't have any red flags reportedly by anybody. Hall did, Winfrey did. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was Perry on Winfrey. But I can't say much because history says what he's saying has some validity to it.
Yeah, it does. And I just put a story out this afternoon about that. The Browns, unfortunately, were planning on Quinshon Judkins to kind of ease the pain of losing Nick Chubb. But now we don't know how this is going to turn out, but very easily, it can make people miss Nick Chubb all the more, because I don't think Chubb is a guy that would have put himself in that position. Now, pushing back a little bit, any research I did, I saw no red flags. Obviously, I don't have the background material that the teams do, but most scouting services, put that in there. There were character issues with Michael Hall and Winfrey and some of those. I don't know where this came from. I mean, I was a proponent saying I felt like the Browns should get one of those running backs from Ohio State. I preferred Travion Henderson, but I was happy they got Judkins. I can't really fault the Browns. I don't know how that a 21-year-old is going to do what he did. It's very unfortunate, and they were counting on him big time, and I just feel like this, you saw what it did with Hall. Hall got suspended 5 games. His rookie season was basically derailed. He came back. You're playing catch up. He got hurt, and then he had a season-ending injury. I don't know if that'll be, but those first 6 games are tough. That's when you would need a strong running game. And if Judkins misses most of that time, that's going to put you right in a tough situation to get acclimated. Again, you're in the middle of the season if you're coming off a suspension, if that's what happens. But it is, I don't know if you can predict these type of things happening. Same way with the speeding tickets with Sanders. It's unfortunate. It's not just the Browns. You see these around the NFL. It's kind of, unfortunately, a sign of our times. But we'll see what happens here. But I do think that that you have to try any way you can to do all the due diligence, and I think they do. I mean, I can only talk to somebody so often and do so much check. It comes down a little bit to their accountability. And when somebody's 20, 21, 22, getting millions and millions of dollars for the first time, who knows, how they're going to behave and act.
Yeah, and NFL teams do have heads of security that are usually former FBI types that do the research into this. So it's not like they do the research. Sometimes you can't find the answers.
You're investing millions of dollars into these guys. You want to do as much research, and that's why you hear taking a player off the board. So,
right.
In fairness to Browns, I can't say that they didn't do any research on Judkins. How do you know something that happens like that when
Yeah.
there's no history or any signs that that was going to happen.